Hello my dear students, I am Anjum Sheikh. In previous video, we have discussed about the sustainable management of natural resources as well as the 5Rs principle. Even while making everyday choices, we can make environment friendly decisions. For doing this, we need to know more about how our choices affect the environment. Not just roads and buildings, but all the things we use or consume such as food, clothes, books, toys, furniture, tools and vehicles are obtained from the resources on the earth. Now there is a question, why do we need to manage our resources? Tell me what is meant by a resource? See, anything which a human can use to satisfy his need is called as a resource. How will you define resource? Resource is defined as anything which a human can use to satisfy his need. It is called as a resource. So we satisfy our needs from nature. So these resources are termed as a natural resources. All the things we use or consume are obtained from the resources on the earth. The only thing we get from outside is the energy which we receive from the sun. Even this energy is processed by living organisms and various physical and chemical processes on the earth before we make use of it. For any kind of energy, sun is the ultimate source of energy. See the different kinds of energy: hydropower energy, geothermal energy, wind energy, biomass energy. But the main and ultimate source of energy is the solar energy. Now, why do we need to use our resources carefully? Because these resources are not unlimited, and with the human population increasing at a tremendous rate due to improvement in healthcare, the demand for all resources is increasing day by day. Therefore, the proper management of these resources can ensure that they last for the next generations to come. I will repeat once again, why do we need to use our resources carefully? The first reason is the resources of the earth are limited, and the second reason is, you know that the healthcare facilities have been improved, so the human population is also increasing rapidly. So the demand for resources increases day by day as our lifestyle have changed, our living standards have raised. So the proper management of these resources can ensure that they last for the generations to come. Now what is meant by the equitable distribution of natural resources? Equitable means equal distribution of natural resources. The nature gives us equally, so the resources should be equitably or equally distributed for the benefit of every individual who is a part of the society. The equal distribution will allow the flow of the resources in every generation and will make sure that everyone makes sustainable or proper use of the resources. The resources should not be exploited or wasted by anyone. So this is equitable distribution of natural resources. Now why there should be equitable distribution of resources? Why it is essential? See, equitable distribution of resources is essential in society in order to eliminate the difference between rich and poor in the society, to reduce poverty. Excessive consumption of the resources by few people who have power in their hand results in the exploitation of resources. So in order to stop this, equitable distribution of resources is necessary. It helps to achieve the motive of sustainable development. Here you can see the example of non-equitable distribution of the resources. Some people are getting very less of the resources, while some powerful people are getting most of it. So it should be avoided. There should be equitable or equal distribution of the resources. Now what are the forces that are against the equitable distribution? there are two main forces. First is powerful people and the rich people. The powerful and rich people grab a major part of resources with their money power by using their money as well as power. Human greed, corruption and the lobby of the rich and powerful people are the forces working against an equitable distribution of the resources. Here you can see how the rich and powerful people they are affecting the equitable distribution of the natural resources. With their money and power they can dominate the poor people and they get the most of the natural resources for their own greed. While we exploit the natural resources, we cause damage to the environment while these resources are either extracted or used. For example, mining. Mining causes pollution because of the large amount of slag which is discarded for every ton of metal extracted. Now, what are the problems arising from the exploitation of natural resources? Now, you know that natural resources are limited. The following consequences can arise from the careless and excessive consumption of these resources. First problem is deforestation, desertification, extinction of species of plants as well as animals, forced migration means people will have to migrate from their native places to the other places because of the exploitation of natural resources. It will also result in soil erosion, oil depletion, the depletion of ozone layer. In previous chapter we have discussed about the consequences of the ozone layer depletion. Then the amount of greenhouse gases will increase which will result in the global warming. Extreme amount of energy will be required. It will result in the water pollution as well as in the natural hazards or natural disasters. The principles of conservation and sustainable management were all established in the prehistoric India. Indian culture had taught us to protect the forests. For this, there are certain Indian texts such as Upanishada and Smritis. They contain many descriptions on the uses and management of the forests. Even now also the World Nature Conservation Day is celebrated on every 20th July per year. What is celebrated on 28th July? The World Nature Conservation Day is celebrated to highlight the importance of the conservation of nature. See, here you can see the ancient Indian scripts such as Atharva Veda. The Atharva Veda in the hymn, the Prithvi Sukta. Here you may see the picture of the page which is showing to in praise for Mother Earth, that is the Prithvi Sukta of the Atharva Veda. The Prithvi Sukta, hymn to Mother Earth, from the Atharva Veda states, "Let what I dig from you, O Mother Earth, rapidly regenerate. Let me not pierce through your heart or destroy your essence." During the Vedic period, both productive as well as protective aspect of forest vegetation were emphasized. Agriculture emerged as a dominant activity during the later Vedic period. This was the time when the concept of cultural landscapes such as sacred forests and groves as well as sacred corridors were evolved. Now, what is meant by the sacred groves? These are the smaller areas of religious belief where a particular plant species is grown and is considered sacred. Sacred means pavitra. So, having religious content, these plant species are protected from people and thereby help in the conservation of species. For example, sacred groves of Khejri which are protected by the Bishnoi community of Rajasthan. See, the Bishnoi community of Rajasthan, these people are known as the original tree huggers. They protected the trees from cutting by hugging the trees. See, these people are saving and worshipping the nature since the year 1542. They have sacrificed their lives for the protection of the forests. Here you may see the picture of the sacred grove of the Western Ghat. The sacred forests and groves, sacred corridors and a variety of ethnoforestry practices were evolved that continued to the post-Vedic period. Besides, a wide range of ethnoforestry practices were infused with the traditions, customs and rituals and followed as a means for protection of nature and natural resources. So, we have studied why there is a need to manage our natural resources carefully. In next video, we will be discussing about the forests and the wildlife. Thank you.